make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. Stop stealing kids' work ethic. This one was inspired by Sergeant Willie P. talking about the Squeegee Boys in Baltimore and how one of the young kids was on the news and it was like, look, if you're gonna take this away from us, don't be complaining about crime because how these kids gonna make money. Now the interesting thing about this is this: I get like when you drive and you don't want somebody squeegee in your car. I get it. It's just like it's a nuisance because a lot of times you don't ask for it. Somebody just throws up and does it and like give me some money. And it's like, yo, you ain't finna strong arm me for something I didn't ask for. But when you see kids out there trying to do something, it's okay to give them money. It's not a big deal. Like I mean, a person like me, sometimes I don't carry cash, but if I do, if I have some on me, I'll give it up because man, uh my dad sent me a message. But what winds up happening is, a person like me, I'll say these kids are lazy nowadays. But the kids like that who get up and just try to go to work, if they're too young to actually, if they're under 16, you got to give them credit. And I'm gonna say some things that people aren't gonna like. Some of those kids shouldn't even be working or working for money because some of those kids, uh, they're getting quote unquote child support for them, and their parent, predominantly their mom, is not giving them a dime. You know, some of these kids don't get can't do their chores and get anything. Some of these kids want to play sports and do this, that, and the third, and that other parent is just their parent just like nah. And sometimes on the flip side, some of you guys who the mom didn't put you on child support and they ask you to do stuff, you don't even show up to do nothing for your kid regardless, and you ain't even on paper, right? That happens. And then we got to take into consideration the other one. Some of these kids, I hate to say this, some of y'all lazy for your parents, but you'll work for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So when your parents say, hey, clean your room, take out the trash, I'll give you some money for that. You don't want to do that, but then you'll go out in the streets. You get what I'm saying? So don't stop stealing kids' work ethic, though. Because when you see somebody's trying, don't step on them. Now some of you, I'm trying to be balanced when I say this. The work ethic isn't in just hustling for money. Y'all gotta have that same work ethic in school and class. You know what I'm saying? And teachers, some of y'all steal these kids' work ethic because y'all have y'all issues and whatever the heck is going on. And in y'all issues, y'all shortchange these kids because, they shouldn't be as smart as they are, this, that, and the third. And so you take you disrespect their work and their work ethic to the point that now they don't want to work anymore. And you're saying these kids don't want to do anything. You suck the work ethic out of them by trying to humiliate them every chance you got. So that's a problem. So stop stealing these kids' work ethic. Another thing, and this is a gender issue. If you got a boy and a girl, if you doing if you're giving her if you're giving her far more support than you give the boys, because I want you to have a work ethic, son. I want you to get up and grind and get it out the mud and get it for yourself. You're not teaching them a work ethic. You're teaching them that you don't care about them. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So now they're not working because they're trying to get a work ethic. They're working because the very things that say you won't do for them as a boy, you'll do for the girl and then some. So you'll take food off of his plate and give it to your daughters or your sisters or your nieces or your nieces, not your nephews. So now it's like, yeah, and you want this guy to go out and work and give that to somebody else. You're not doing that. They're like, man, what am I gonna work for? Because the way you saying to work I'm supposed to get used to working for and giving everything that I work for to somebody else, and she's accustomed to not really working and getting everything. Not happening. Stop stealing these kids' work ethics. Um, another point, coaches, stop stealing these kids' work ethic. When you see these kids working hard, and it might be a kid that might be talented, he's more talented, but he's lazy, or a kid who fits a prototype, but he's not better than other kids. So you had this kid, believing in hard work pays off, and they do all the hard work and they earn the spot that they're competing for, and you snatch it away from them for something petty. Stop stealing these kids' work ethic, man. That's trifling, man. And then some of y'all, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, um, another thing, when these kids want to do something, if you're not gonna help them, don't harm them. You get what I'm saying? If you're not gonna help them, don't hurt them. Because if they want to do something that's positive and you don't like it because it's not what you want them to do, stop being so unsupportive. You know, and I'm talking about society when I say that. And and this is for black boys in particular. See, when you set up a lemonade stand, it's a problem. When you do a hot dog stand, it's a problem. And I remember they had the video about the little kid who did the hot dog stand in this community, and they called the cops, and then they wound up growing to a business because people supported him. The other kid, they didn't fix the potholes in the street, so he took a shovel and he fixed the potholes in the street. That was a dope story. You know, support these kids when they out here doing stuff. Y'all support these Girl Scout cookie girls like no other. But when the boys start doing something, no, stop stealing these kids' work ethic. You can't say the kids are lazy when you're the one making sure that they don't work. That's a problem. If they want to work, help them. Don't hurt them. I'm done. Like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.